Today, we're going to talk about a piece of technology that is frankly incredible. It was born from the chaos of disaster, and it's designed to do one thing: find a single tiny heartbeat buried under tons and tons of rubble.
I mean, just picture it for a second. An earthquake hits, a building collapses. It's all just dust, twisted metal, and a silence that's somehow louder than the sirens. For the first responders on the scene, this is the most desperate question there is. Where do you even start?
Search and rescue in a collapsed building is one of the most dangerous, most difficult jobs on the entire planet. These teams have to navigate completely unstable rubble. They're facing constant risks, and all the while, the clock is just ticking, ticking, ticking for anyone who might be trapped underneath.
Traditionally, rescuers have to rely on sound. They call out, they listen for any kind of reply, or they use amazing search dogs. But even those methods have their limits, right? What happens if a person is unconscious? Or what if they're buried so deep that no sound can get out? In those situations, every single moment that passes just dramatically lowers the chance of survival.
And that is where technology steps in. It offers a totally new way of hearing. It's called the Rubble Radar, and it's a device that's designed to give rescuers what are basically superhuman senses.
So what is this thing exactly? Well, at its core, it's a super specialized radar system. But here's the cool part. Instead of tracking airplanes or big storm clouds, it's tuned to detect the absolute tiniest movements, the things associated with life itself. We're talking about breathing and heartbeats, right through solid objects.
So what's under the hood? Well, the heart of the whole thing is this Novelda sensor. That's the incredibly sensitive radar eye. It's all controlled by a tiny but really powerful computer, a Raspberry Pi Pico. Then you package that with its own screen and a tough, rugged case, and what you get is a completely self-contained toolkit ready for the field.
Okay, but how does it actually see through concrete and steel? It's not magic, I promise. It's just incredibly clever physics. So let's break down how this thing actually performs its life-saving work.
Probably the simplest way to get your head around it is with this analogy. It's like a high-tech stethoscope. You know how a doctor listens to your heart right through your chest? Well, the Rubble Radar listens for those exact same vital signs, but through meters of concrete and debris. That's the mind-blowing leap in capability we're talking about here.
The whole process is actually pretty elegant. First, the device sends out these low-power microwave signals that can just pass right through materials like wood, brick, and concrete. Then, these waves bounce back. And the sensor, it's so sensitive it can detect the tiny, tiny changes caused by movement, like the rise and fall of someone's chest when they breathe. The computer inside then filters out all the background noise, isolates that specific pattern of life, and boom, it immediately alerts the rescuer.
Now, the real secret sauce here is something called micro-Doppler signatures. See, every living, breathing person creates a unique radar fingerprint with the tiny motions of their heart and their lungs. The software is specifically trained to hunt for these fingerprints and to ignore all the other noise like shifting rubble or dripping water. That's what makes it so incredibly accurate.
But look, all the incredible tech in the world is useless if you can't actually use it in the field. So let's look at how this thing was built specifically for the chaos of a real rescue operation.
Every single design choice is about being fast and being safe. First off, it's incredibly light. We're talking under 5 kilograms. Why does that matter? It means a single rescuer can carry it and deploy it absolutely anywhere, without wasting a single precious second.
And it's got some serious range. From a safe distance, it can see deep into a rubble pile, about 6 to 10 meters deep. This lets the team pinpoint signs of life without having to put themselves in immediate danger on an unstable pile of debris.
But this might be the most critical part. It gives you a reading in just 3 to 9 seconds. That speed is the real game changer. It can turn hours of just uncertain searching into minutes of focused, life-saving action. It's just incredible.
So when you put all of that together, what do you get? You get the perfect tool for the job. It's tough, it's easy to use, it's fast, and it is incredibly accurate. It wasn't designed for a clean lab. It was designed for the harsh, unpredictable reality of a disaster zone.
But the potential for this kind of life-sensing radar, it doesn't stop when the rescue is over. Oh no. This core technology has applications that could totally change countless other fields.
Just imagine using this in healthcare, for example. Contactless monitoring of a patient's vital signs, with no wires attached. Or think about smart buildings, using it to detect if rooms are occupied to save energy, or even to check on the wellness of elderly people living alone. The possibilities are, well, they're truly transformative.
And in the end, it all comes back to this one simple, powerful mission.
It's about using our most advanced technology, not just for convenience, but for the fundamental purpose of preserving human life.
This device lets us see the invisible presence of life right through solid walls. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? As our sensors get more and more powerful, more and more intelligent, what else is out there, just beyond what we can normally see, that we'll soon be able to discover?